What's happening, Delco? I'm Rich Shane, and welcome to the What's Happening Delco podcast. Today, I'm joined by Nicole Kane of Seven Sugars Bakery. Nicole, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thanks so much for having me here. So excited.
Well, I'm glad you're here because I've got these two cupcakes that are staring at me, and I understand they were made by you.
They were.
So I've been holding off eating these cupcakes and trying them because I want to try them together with you. But,
oh boy, you're making me nervous now.
No nervous. Talk to people. What is Seven Sugars Bakery?
Awesome. So Seven Sugars Bakery, it is a bakery that specializes in allergen-free specialty kind of goods, right? So it's free of the 7 main allergens, hence the name Seven Sugars. So it's free of gluten, wheat, dairy, eggs, peanuts, tree nuts, and sesame. Like I said, it kind of specializes in cupcakes, cakes, cake pops, kind of some of those one-off items. But yeah, that's pretty much what it's all about is just allergen-friendly baked goods.
How did you get started with this bakery?
Yeah. So, I've always, in my life, I've always grown up around kind of cooking, baking, entertaining, and it's always been something that I've taken an interest to and been passionate about. And, I entertain a lot. So I have, friends over, family, and we do a lot actually over, the holidays. We host Christmas Eve. So what happened was, I have friends and family who, they're vegan or they have celiac. And actually my direct family members, I have one that's allergic to all 7 of the allergens. So while we were kind of putting together a Christmas Eve menu and figuring that out, I always try and find like cool desserts or, things that people would like. And it's always difficult to find something that kind of fits that mold, especially that's free of everything that they can eat. Right. So, I always end up having to make something or trying to find something and it's difficult. So I was talking to my husband, and this was, like I said, around Christmas time. And I was like, other people just have to be in the same boat. Like, it can't just be us. So that's when, I kind of had this idea to start this, was really kind of inspired by my personal hobby. And then, just kind of family members that have dietary restrictions around, the 7 allergens. It
sounds obvious, but how did you come up with the name?
Yeah, I know. Google. I wanted to incorporate 7 in it, right? And then honestly, I was just going through Google and I was looking for like words, bakery terms. And then I was going through like, oh, how does this sound? How does that sound? And then we, just kind of landed on 7 Sugars. We liked the name.
What can people expect as the experience of shopping with you and working with Seven Sugars Bakery?
Yeah. So definitely when people come to me and they come to Seven Sugars and they're interested in something, first and foremost, I would say, I definitely want them to trust me, right? Because it's such kind of a sensitive area. Obviously if people do have severe allergies, like I have in my family, or even if it is just kind of a dietary restriction or kind of a lifestyle choice, there's so much that goes into it, making sure that ingredients are fitting that mold and, being really careful around that. So, when going through kind of putting recipes together, I really did my due diligence, not only in making sure that the ingredients are free of the 7 allergens, but doing research to make sure that like where they're coming from is not manufactured in facilities that have the same allergens. So really trying to be conscious of, eliminating cross-contamination as possible. So I want people to feel comfortable. Whenever somebody does place an order, I always reach out to them and let them know all the ingredients that's going to be put in it. So review that with them first, answer any questions if they have concerns. And then they also do get ingredients cards when they pick up their item or when it gets delivered. So they always get an ingredients card with their order. So that's the one thing, I always want people to feel comfortable and feel like they're getting, a safe product that either themselves or their children or their family can have. Secondly, I want them to know that I don't sacrifice taste for beauty, right? So that's another thing. You find some of these like gluten-free or vegan and they sometimes don't taste very great. So, again, through a lot of trial and error, just kind of nailing down that recipes to make sure that everything really does taste good. So I want them to make sure that they're getting something that looks nice, but also that tastes really good too.
How long have you been baking? How old is Seven Sugars?
So actually it's recent. So I started this back in December, to be honest. So it's only a few months old. But I've been cooking and baking, I would say, honestly, like my whole life. I mean, like I said, I grew up around it. So my mom's always been cooking. She's always been really big into baking. And that's kind of how I got started. And then, I would say really as far back as I can remember.
What are some of those childhood memories you have of watching mom or family members bake or cook? Were there some favorite things that they would make that you enjoyed?
Yeah. I mean, everything my mom makes is delicious. She actually has a catering business. So everything she makes is delicious. And then, I come from an Italian background as well. So, you got grandma, you got meatballs, all that fun stuff. So definitely love Italian food and, pretty much, I would say really anything, but I've always had memories of growing up and everyone's just always been in the kitchen and, kind of around that. And that's always been kind of something that, that I've always remembered and grown up with.
You started in December of last year, as you noted. What have been some of those aha moments, those experiences you've had and interactions with people that you're thinking, I'm really on to something?
Yeah. Well, honestly, when I first got started, I obviously, me and my husband thought it was kind of a good idea and an interesting idea, but really I wanted to throw it out there just to see, so I went on kind of Facebook, social media, just posted some things out there to see if I would get traction. And I was amazed by really how much traction I got, even just in the first week. So it really just opened my eyes to see how many people are really in the same boat as us and how many people really kind of resonated with what we were trying to do. And I think that one of the greatest things I always see is I love when people send me pictures. So if it's of their little kids, at a birthday party or, things like that, I love seeing that. And I love it when they share pictures and things like that. It's just, to me, I just feel like that's so great. And that's really when I get kind of that aha moment, because it just seeing how happy it makes people.
That's awesome. I mean, when you see that you go, like you said, a children's party, and even for adults, if there are things that people put out, that I can't, sometimes I can't do that. And obviously people are going to be left out. We all have our taste desires,
right?
But especially for kids, knowing that there's something there for them and they can eat it and they're not going to have a reaction. And as you said, it doesn't just look good. It's not beautiful. It is. Your cupcakes are very attractive in that wonderful container you put them in, but they're going to be tasty too. So, what do they say? The curtains match the drapes. No,
right. Yeah, there you go.
The carpet matches the curtain.
Yeah,
I don't know, something like that. Yeah. It matches. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Which one of these should we start with? Because I can't hold off anymore.
Right. I don't know. You pick one. Surprise me.
All right. Well, let's go with vanilla first.
Okay. All right.
And look, I'm more of the frosting guy than I am the cake guy.
Honestly, so am I. So that's one of my big things.
But
was frosting.
You've got all right. So what do you call these colorful things on the top of this?
So I call them sprinkles. What do you call them?
I call them sprinkles.
All right. So you're not a Jimmy's person.
No, I'm not. I am a Jimmy's person.
Okay.
They're brown because those are Jimmy's.
Okay. Yeah. See, for me, it's sprinkles across the board, but I know everybody has their preference.
All right.
I've been into this. What's the honest feedback?
Right now I'm chewing. It's the first time we've had any food experience on the podcast. I love the sweet creaminess that I get from the frosting. And I will tell you, what I really enjoy more is sometimes frosting tends to be too sweet.
Yes.
And sometimes it also tends to be, let's say, more buttery or more, I want to say, oily or shortening-y or something like that. This has a nice consistency where I also like the little granules that I get that kind of, and that may be the sprinkles, but it also could be the sweetening, the sugar that you use in there, that I love how they just kind of burst as you chew them.
Yeah.
And the cake is nice. I like moist, which it is. It's dense, so it doesn't crumble when you bite it. I think you're onto something here. This is good.
You. No, I really appreciate it.
This is good.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it.
All right. We have the chocolate. And truthfully, I don't know. I think I'm more a chocolate guy than a vanilla guy.
Okay.
Talk about some of those. You mentioned, cake pops. Again, talk about some of the menu items that people have available to them when they shop with Seven Sugars Bakery.
Right. So, I have kind of an everyday menu, right? So that includes cupcakes, cakes, and then what we call kind of specialty items, which is cake pops, chocolate covered Oreos. What else is in there? One thing that we do is kind of like an assorted goodie box. So those types of things, and kind of always looking for new ideas to add to kind of our specialty menu item. Recently, we just added like an event tasting assortment because I've had people reach out, like brides to be that are interested for potentially something for their wedding. So we've done sort of event tasting assortments that we've added in. And then I always try to do seasonal menus too. So holidays that come up, or, just like fun events that like the Super Bowl was one. So had like a specialty menu geared towards the Super Bowl, or, potentially March Madness is here. So just like kind of one-off things. And then of course, holiday specific items. So I always try to kind of offer those one-off things, and people seem to really enjoy that.
This chocolate one is fudgy and creamy. I almost get a sense, if you blindfolded me and handed it to me, I would say, wow, is that a brownie? It's so fudgy and so chocolatey and so creamy. That's delicious. Are there little chocolate chips? There are. Okay. You tried to slide that through, didn't you?
Yeah.
Those are great.
I have the chocolate chips.
Those are great. And all right, here's the thing. It's that perception, right? That people hear gluten-free, nut-free, allergy-free. And then the other thing you're thinking is flavor-free, texture-free, why don't you just stick stuff on some, like a sponge, right, and I'll eat that. Because
exactly. That's always the perception.
Sadly, I think what happens is there are bakeries that make things that may have nuts in them and all those things, and they do them well. And they've created such a wonderful brand and a following, but then they realize, well, we want to also provide something to those that may have one of maybe those 7 allergies, if not all 7. And it's not in the wheelhouse. Mm-hmm. This is your thing. This is what you're striving for. And that's where you get to take all those ingredients that you source and make sure that they're not cross-contaminated and stuff. So you get to make this wonderful deliciousness that people can eat and enjoy and not feel like they're giving up, they're not conceding something just to make sure they have something sweet. These are wonderful.
Thank you so much. And yeah, and exactly to that point, and that's kind of really the whole idea behind it, is it's not even just really catering to people who have allergies or catering to people who may choose to live a vegan or gluten-free lifestyle. That's kind of why our slogan is that everyone deserves something sweet, right? So the whole idea behind it is that you can buy or you can order, a dozen cupcakes or whatever, and that's what you can have at your party, because, even people who don't have allergies or, don't have dietary restrictions, I want them to want to eat that, so that's kind of the whole idea behind it, is that it's really for every person to enjoy. So you don't have to buy or get or make kind of, okay, well, here's your select items, and then here's the rest for everybody else. That's kind of the idea behind it, is that everybody can just have everything.
All right, I'm throwing this out there to you because I want one other segment of the dessert enjoying population to have access to, and that's, let's load them with protein in some way, shape, or form. So wow. Those that are in the fitness industry.
So I didn't even mention, I do.
Oh, look at that.
I mean, it's not a lot, but I'm working on it.
All right.
But it's actually called Beyond Baked Goods. It's a section on the website. So right now it's protein balls. And we were doing some sort of like breakfast cookies and stuff. So it's in the works. We have some stuff. The protein balls are pretty popular, but so definitely working on stuff. So I like where you're going. And then we had the same thought.
All right. Because allergy free and all those things. Now you have that segment where I feel good. And, now you make this like, all right, I don't feel guilty about having this for dessert by the fact that, I'm getting my protein in, or, I'm not, it can be like a cheat day, but I don't feel like I'm cheating, so to speak.
Right. Yeah.
Nicole, how do people find you? How do they connect with you? How do they order from you?
So I have a website, www.sevensugars.com, and then social media. So Instagram, which is at Seven Sugars Bakery, and then also a Facebook. So I would say the easiest way is, social media, and then you can order directly through the website. And then I just, have a lot of people that just kind of message me on social media and things like that too. So pretty easily accessible, I would say.
Now, do you deliver direct to them? Do you ship? If somebody in Iowa, per se, wanted some cake pops or something, could you ship to them?
Trying to figure that out still, but yeah, haven't gotten to that level yet. But no, pretty much just kind of servicing like Delaware County surrounding areas. So obviously offer pickup, and then I do local delivery. So, but really it's kind of just been this sort of surrounding areas around Delco and obviously Delco itself. But yeah, we haven't really gotten into shipping yet. Haven't crossed that bridge.
Right. Well, let's get you busy enough.
I know, right? Where we have
a lot of bridges you have to cross.
Yeah, I know.
Can people call you, or do they go through your website, or do they email you with an order? How does that work?
Yeah, so there's actually, you can order directly through the website. So there's, a button that you can hit, place an order, a lot of different areas that you can go on the website, and it takes you to a place that has all the menu items, the pricing, and you can do it right through there.
Okay. Do you do any events? Are there things that come up in what you do where people can find you at maybe some local events in Delco?
Yeah. So there's actually one coming up. It's on March 25th, and it's going to be a bunch of, Delaware County kind of local small businesses. It was started actually by a friend that has another kind of small business called the Dimes Club, and they do these events called the Boulevard Social in Havertown every month, right? So they pick a charity, and the proceeds go directly to the charity. So this one's actually going to be March 25th. The Easter Bunny is going to be there, so it's going to be super exciting. So all the details are going to be posted on social media. We just put together kind of the event details to start posting. So definitely, check out Seven Sugars Bakery on Instagram and Facebook, and you'll see all the details there. But March 25th, mark your calendars. See the Easter Bunny.
March 25th is a Saturday, so you got it coming up right after this episode is aired. And exactly. If you look to the What's Happening Delco podcast, I'm sure somebody will share it with us so we can repost it and get that out to the masses, because it sounds like a great event. And then people get to meet you in person. They try these delicious, wonderful treats and feel good. And don't forget, Easter is not that far away. So This is great for Easter too. And like you said, there's so many opportunities to really now feel good and enjoy those desserts you get. Yeah, we're from Delco, so we have some questions to ask you, Delco related. Are you ready?
Oh boy. Okay. I'm ready.
How do you explain Delco to people that maybe are not from here?
How do I explain Delco? So I would say it's such a great community to be a part of, and everybody just really has a lot of pride about where they come from. And that's why I love it so much, because everybody just loves the community and is so supportive. Everybody's just very diehard about everything. So, sports, whether it's like local businesses, like just really supporting everybody within the community and even just Philadelphia in general. And it's just really cool to see and be a part of.
You're out and about making some deliveries, and family calls. Husband says, "Hey, we want to do cheesesteaks tonight. Where are you going?"
Oh boy. I would say our go-to is Jim's.
Jim's. Okay.
Yeah.
If you say we want pizza tonight, where are you picking that pizza up?
Pinocchio's. I love Pinocchio's. I also love the Icon pizza. I'll say, yeah, those are probably my go-tos. Thunderbird, that's another one that's in there. So
this is what happens.
I have a lot. I can't pick.
You're not sure in the beginning, and then all of a sudden the floodgates open. You're like,
right? I can eat now I want pizza.
Well, if you're out there for pizza and you need a convenience store option, where are you stopping? Wawa or Royal Farms?
Oh, Wawa, 100%. Stop there every single day. They probably have like half of my income probably goes to Wawa at this point.
You have friends or family coming in to Delco and you want to give them that Delco experience. Where are you sending them for the day, or where are you taking them? After you bestow upon them these wonderful baked goods to go out in the day, what are you doing with them? Where are you sending them?
Let's see. I mean, so I used to live in Media. So I would say probably, down Main Street in Media, definitely taking them there. Yeah. And I would just say kind of some of the restaurants around here. Specifically, well, like I said, I'm Italian, so I love Italian food. La Padella, one of my favorite places ever. So definitely would go there. Yeah, I would just say kind of Barnaby's. That would say, there you go, Delco experience. Yeah, I would say probably some of those places.
All right, this isn't a question we've asked on the podcast before, but I'm going to ask, where's the best meatball in Delco?
Oh, see, I'd have to say my house.
There you go. That was what I was hoping you were going to say.
Yeah, I can't say, I have the best ones.
Okay. In your world of baking, in what you do, or even in life, who mentors you? Who inspires you?
Who inspires me? Definitely, I would say my family. They're very supportive, and really they are the ones who kind of gave me the whole idea behind Seven Sugars, and have really stood behind me. So I would definitely say, like, my parents they're always pushing me to, be the best that I can. My husband's super supportive, my kids. So I would say really that's really my biggest inspiration is to keep going. And then specifically within Seven Sugars, like I said, it's just, for me, it's very rewarding to see people just feeling happy. That's something that really kind of keeps me going, that motivates me, is just being able to kind of give people options who may not have had them previously, and then just kind of seeing, just them be happy.
What motivates you? What gets you out of bed every day?
What motivates me? Like I said, just kind of continuing to be creative, and like, this is something that I am very passionate about. So I've always been, I would say, really like a creative person. So being able to use this as a creative outlet, I think is something that I really enjoy doing. And then again, just kind of being able to give back and give people options that they wouldn't have is just, I feel like it's just very rewarding to me. So that inspires me to keep going. And then, my family, I would say.
I'm going to ask you that job interview question. Okay. Where would you like Seven Sugars to be in 5 years? What would you aspire to have that look like?
You know what? So many people ask me that, and I'm just like, I don't know. I really don't know. And I would say, I love where Seven Sugars is at, and I want it to keep growing. And, but, maybe I could see it being something that, like you said, being able to ship it places, that's something that we've looked at before, not too seriously. I definitely want it to be something that's like a broad offering. So being able to just incorporate more things into the menu, and outside of Delco, just being able maybe to reach more individuals. So potentially maybe being able to ship, and who knows? I mean, the possibilities are endless. So we'll have to wait and see.
I love possibilities. I want to share a little bit of my own personal testimonial now trying your cupcakes here. Personally, if I know I'm going to eat a cupcake, I know for me, I'm not going to digest it well. The cream, like you said, the gluten, some things that, sometimes what happens is you just get older, things you could eat at a younger age. I mean, I could pound down a whole pizza or a whole cheesesteak, and now I have to be more mindful that, in little bites, little segments. But I know if I eat a baked good or a cupcake, especially something with lots of icing, lots of butter, it's not going to digest well. And I know I feel a reaction to that right away. And we've been talking now, I'm almost 10 minutes after I've eaten this, and I feel great. I feel fine. And for me, what that says to me is this is something that I won't feel left out of, and I can enjoy. And, like I said, the flavor, the quality ingredients, it's all there. So if you're looking for that experience that you're frustrated for shopping for, and you don't want those items that you don't want to get because they just don't taste good, you're not going to have that experience. You, Nicole, provide an option for people, and that's wonderful. Before I let you go, is there anything we haven't talked about on the podcast tonight? Is there anything you want people to know about you or your Seven Sugars Bakery?
No, I don't think so. I think we covered it.
All right, we covered it. Well, I'm just excited to see all the goodness that you create, the creativity that you come up with, and just what you give people as access and ability to enjoy life more, not feel limited. And I think that's what you do. You're baking wellness, you're baking happiness. And I'm looking on that website or wherever you post for those fitness dessert protein packed bars or whatever they are. So I can't wait.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks so much for having me. This was so fun. I love it. And keep checking it out. And appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Thanks, Nicole. Have a great night. Appreciate it. And thanks for being a friend of What's Happening Delco.
Yeah. Talk to you soon. Thank you.